Hey, I'm Dave Manak. I was one of the original Sonic artists for Archie Comics. I started drawing Sonic when it became a regular series after the three-part books by Scott Shaw. And so I did that for 30 issues, just about all of the work in there, and then I did sporadically over the next 10 years I did some Sonic drawings for Archie. And that's about it. My cartooning partner, Michael Gallagher, wrote most of the Sonics. He wrote most, and before I was doing Sonic, I was doing Alf for Marvel Comics, and I did 4 years of that, and Michael wrote most of those too. I got involved because Michael Gallagher had written the three-parter that Scott Shaw did, and he called me. He talked to the editor at Archie, and I believe it was Daryl Edelman. It was, Michael said to me, "Hey, listen, there's this new character. It's a hedgehog character for Archie." I said, "I don't know if I want to do something like that." And so he said, "Yeah, listen, believe me, do it. Get in touch." So I got in touch with Daryl. I called him up, and then I saw what I hadn't seen the three-part series that Michael and Scott Shaw did. But once I saw that, I said, "Yeah, I'm in for this." It was really great characters, and it's so anyway, that's how I started, and I agreed to do that and did some. I don't know if I did some samples or not, but I was pretty well established at that point, and Daryl wanted me too. Daryl, so that's how I got involved with doing Sonic. I'd mentioned this. The way it would happen, Michael Gallagher would write a script, and when we worked for Sid Jacobson at Star Comics over at Marvel, he had been a long-time editor at Harvey Comics. He did Casper and Wendy and all this and hot stuff, and they always used what they called visual scripts. And instead of just typing it out, we'd actually do a little like a layout, like a storyboard of it with the balloons and words in. And this way you could change it much easier, a little easier, because you saw the whole story, like in sketches and words, like it was like basically a storyboard. And so we got used to doing that, and that's when I started writing for Star Comics, that's the way I did it. And then Michael just kept doing the visual scripts like that. And also when you're doing a licensed character like Alf or Sonic, you can get approval much easier that way from the company who owns the character, from Sega, Alpha was Alien Productions, because they just make a copy and send it to them, and they'll say, if they don't like something, they'll just see it and say so. So I did that. I just started drawing like that. That's how the scripts were done. I did pretty much on the regular series probably 30 issues, and different. At some point, the editors were bringing some new artists in. Well, if something happened to me, they had to have other artists. So Art Mawhinney was doing Sonic. He's a very talented artist, and he was the other main one that was doing Sonic while I was still there. But I usually get the main stories. We didn't have much contact with Sega. It was just that we went through. It was the Archie, editors in chief. They were in contact with Sega if there was any contact. So I really had no contact with them. I was just if they didn't like something, and I never got any of my stuff turned down, because they already had seen the script, seen the visual script. So all they wanted was good artwork on it. And that was around probably like 92 or 93, 1993, last century.
Before I was born.
Yeah, right, exactly. I can't say I have a favorite. I loved doing it. I loved doing I had a lot of creative leeway, because like I said, I had a visual script for Michael, and then that had layouts in it, but I was free to change any of those if I wanted to, to make it better, give more action. And you had mentioned one thing to me before about how do you get the attitudes of the characters while I'm drawing. I actually when I was drawing a character, whether they're angry, whether they're happy, whether they're concerned, I would find as I was drawing them, my face would mimic what I was drawing. Like if I was concerned, I'd be like I'd furrow my brow, you know. If it's like a happy thing, I'd be like more of a happy, you know, face. And I was doing this unconsciously. I wasn't doing. I realized I was doing it, you know, now and then. So that was kind of like a fun little thing. Well, I just started a website, DaveManak.com, and I'm selling original work, original Sonic work, original Alf work, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I drew that after, you know, in the early part of this century, and just other things. I worked for a lot of different magazines. I've done work for Mad magazine. I wrote some for Mad, and I drew Spy vs. Spy for Mad for like 3 years in the early 90s, and worked for Crazy magazine, Sick magazine. So that's, you know, I got around. Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes magazine, I did a lot of work for them. They were owned by Warner's also. So anyway, that's me.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure.